Welcome everyone to a new game on the channel called Yonder, the Cloud Catcher Chronicles. Now, first of all, that is such a tongue twister, and I'll be lucky if I ever say that right again. The Cloud Catcher Chronicles. Very difficult to say. So this is a very different type of game than what I've been doing on the channel. I've been spending a lot of time with tycoon strategy type games where it's all about money and really making more money and growing your empire, that kind of thing, as well as the racing style games. Well, this game is going to be very different. This is a much more slow-paced, casual, open world exploration type game. Now, there is some crafting and there is a little bit of strategy slash tycoon in here because you have the ability to create a farm and then get animals for your farm, and then which will create various goods for you that you can trade and as well as use. So there's some of that in there, but I really chose it because it looked really nice. I've been following this game for several months now and was actually surprised today when I got the email from Steam saying that, hey, a game on your wish list has been released. I actually didn't think it was coming out until much later in the year, so it's a very pleasant surprise, and I'm anxious to get going. Now you can see here on the screen, it gives me the option to continue. I did play it a little bit just to get the hang of the controls and just sort of get the general idea of what it is we're trying to do. But for the purposes of our videos and our Let's Play series, obviously we're going to start a brand new game. But before we get to that, let's take a brief look at the options. You've got several language choices. We're going to use the English and US since that's where I live. Audio options. I've turned the music all the way down, and that's really just to avoid any copyright issues with YouTube. Sometimes your videos get flagged if they recognize any copyrighted music that might be in there. So we're not gonna take any chances. We're gonna turn the music all the way down. Okay, then we go to controls, and I've left this as at default. The camera sensitivity and automatic camera follow, those are two things we might have to mess around with as the game goes on, but we'll see how that goes. And then finally, we get down to the visuals. I'll be playing this in 1080p mode. We'll be playing full screen. I've turned off VSync. That could cause some issues sometimes with the recording. So I've turned that off. Anti-aliasing is on. Shadows and radiosity is at ultra. Ambient occlusion is on. And then bloom and ambient occlusion quality is also on ultra. So we've got that going. I'm not going to mess with the field of view, although we could definitely use that to our advantage. But again, this is a much more slower paced, relaxed, open world type game. In fact, there is no combat that I'm aware of in this game. So that is going to be a very different change of pace. It's all about exploration. It's about having fun and not worrying about the stress of which enemies are going to be coming out after you next. So as far as controls go on the keyboard, we got our normal W, A, S, and D keys to move around. Spacebar jumps. We've got two different interaction keys, F and G. Our compass, which we'll use quite a bit probably, which is R. And then we got our map, which we'll naturally be using, as you would expect in an open world game, using M. Player menus, I actually changed this one. I changed it to P because that's a little easier for me to remember. I'm going to have to get used to these camera controls and all this kind of stuff anyway, and so I thought I'd make it as easy as possible. The pause menu is escape, which we'll be using, I'm sure, quite a bit. And then another thing that we'll be using quite a bit is swapping around tools. You'll have things like axes, which we'll use to chop down trees, and things like that that we're familiar with other open world type games, particularly survival games. So we'll be swapping around which tool we're holding or no tool at all. Again, nothing out of the ordinary there. So your very basic controls as well as audio and visual controls. Everything is very basic. This game was made in Unity, and it is by a smaller group. So I'm not expecting a 30-hour campaign here, probably somewhere along the lines of about maybe half that at best. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with a brand new game. So we start out, and you can already see the art style that we're going for. It's sort of a cartoony type style. It's very low poly as far as I can tell, which should be easier for even the lower end computers. If your game can play really any other game out there right now, then I feel good about its ability to play this game as well. But if that's not the case, let me know in the comments section. But I would be surprised if that's not the case. We've got some very basic options, male or female. Okay, and then we've got, you can see the character model for the face does not change. We just got different colors we can use. I'm actually going to use, let's go ahead, we'll use sort of the middle of the road here. And then you got some different hairstyles. I'm actually going to use the blue hair. Body shape, let's see what we've got. Oh yeah, we got to go with this. With the wide shoulders and the more narrow waist, we definitely got to go there. And then you've got choice of sizes. I actually think it kind of looks better there based on how the character model is done. We'll give a little bit of size here, but not a whole lot. And then I'm going to leave the eye color at blue to match the hair because of course we are. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get through the opening sequence. Our dearest child, it broke our heart when we sent you away, but it was the only way to keep you safe from the darkness that poisoned our land. So already we've gotten a hint that we're playing as more of a childlike character, not an adult, and we've been sent away, so we're going to be in a foreign land, somewhere that we haven't been before. When the day comes that you seek the truth, trust in the celestial compass to guide you. So we've got a compass with us. We'll have to learn more about that, I'm sure. It will lead you far across the sea, into the darkness, and into the light. But it will always lead you home. Home to Gemea. That's the way I'm going to pronounce it. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but we're going to call that Gemea. All right, so here we go. So we start out on the ocean in our boat, making our voyage. So this will be our first opportunity to control our character and get a general idea of how things work. So again, you can see the art style that they've chosen, a cartoony look. All right, and there we go. There is our compass, which we're using to guide the ship. So let's take a look around. You can see we've got some people here that we can interact with. I see 2, and I'm sure 3. Somebody's got to be up there steering the ship, so at least 3 people we can talk to. Let's run up here and talk to Jib. That's a little odd, strange name for a female sailor, but so apparently she thinks that Gemea was just made up from a fairy tale. So she's glad she came along. So apparently she works in the kitchen. All right, let's head over and talk to this guy who is Luff the sailor. Looks like your compass is pointing us to that bank of fog. That's generally not a good idea. Looks pretty thick. I best get up to the bell. All right, so he's going to be our lookout. And all right, so we've got 2 more people up here. Let's see what Tax got to say. Okay, it's odd that Gemea doesn't appear on any maps. Maybe it needs a special compass like the one we have. All right. And then finally we'll talk to the captain. All right, so if that compass of yours is right, then Gemea should be right behind that bank of fog. Are you ready to finally see the island? All right, so now we got an option. Do we want to continue on with the opening cinematic, or do we want to walk around the ship some more? In this case, I think we're going to go ahead and move on with it. All right, so I assume we're talking about just straight ahead there. See if we can get a better look down here, maybe on the front of the ship. Let's see, does she have anything? Hold on, we don't want to get thrown overboard. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Oh, and here we go. Ooh, that's definitely not good. And suddenly we're in some sort of dream sequence. So, fear not, Sprite Seer, you and your friends are safe. You will see them again, but first you have a great task ahead of you. I am Ari, once a proud protector of these lands. I have been waiting for you. Please, may I see your compass? Absolutely. Look at that. That's how you show a compass right there. All right. So we'll press escape to get out of that menu. As I thought, a celestial compass. Use it whenever you are lost. So we're definitely going to be using this help along with our compass to help us find where we are and where we need to go. It will guide you truly, but for now your path is blocked. That doesn't sound good. My family can help you, but they themselves are lost. Lost leading the lost, or blind leading the blind. Find them and they will lead you home. All right, will do. Now, Sprite Seer, awaken. All right, so it definitely was some sort of dream sequence. So our journey has begun. All right, so if we look around, you can see, now my first thought, there we go. We got pieces of the ship around here. And can we get out here? And nope, we can't get out into the water. In fact, yeah. There's an invisible wall here that keeps me from getting into the water. All right, so we'll follow along the path. And so we come to a crate. I cannot, now there is no, because there's no fighting, no battle system here. There was no way for me to punch it or kick it or anything like that. All right, so we're going to press F here to pick up the stone. We've discovered stone. Now, you would think we had already discovered that wherever we came from, but nonetheless, we just discovered stone. And, all right, interesting. All right, so we got a strange blue glow over here. Let's interact, and okay. So there's our first sprite, Lumi, who apparently has not talked to a human in quite some time. All right, and she's going to be, or he, whichever it is, it's going to be our companion. So we got, if you're into Pokemon, there you go. Closest thing to Pokemon you're going to get. All right, here's something else for us to pick up over here. We're basically going to pick up everything in this game, I think. And more crates that will not let me interact with them just yet. All right, looking around, I don't see anything else. All right, so the way I was just past the Merc. So the Merc is sort of a force field type deal that is not allowing us package. So hopefully Lumi is going to be able to clear this up for us. Okay then. That was simple enough. Now Lumi is saying that was hard. That didn't look all that hard. All right, so now we've got our way out of the cave. And again, nothing else looks like that we pick up. And so now we get our first glimpse of the world. You can see off to the right some very bright colors. And again, the cartoony style of the rocks and the trees and so on. But overall, I like it. Again, just in the little bit of time I've spent here, it's very slow paced. If you're looking for something action packed, this is not it. But if you're looking for something very low stress and relaxing, this is a great game. All right, so a reminder about our compass and our map. All right, so let's head to that village, which is right in front of us. Another interesting thing about the game is I could head down that way, or I could jump off the side, and we'll have an umbrella to help get us down to the bottom. Let's see, can I interact? Oh, here we go. A chest. So we got some red shampoo. Now, hopefully if we wear that, it won't turn us red, because I just got that blue hair. We don't want to mess that up. So there are trees. We'll be back to cut some of those down later for materials. And also, you notice these these barren spots. I believe this is where we can plant more trees after we cut some down, so we can get saplings. And we've come across flowers, a psyllium flower. Okay, we're going to be using those later on for sure. And okay, we found a stick again. Apparently we've never seen a stick. And we discovered a vine. Now this is going to be, you know, if you have played any open world survival type crafty type games, then you know that we're going to be using sticks, and you can probably imagine that the vines that we find are going to be like our string. All right, so let's just run around just for a second here before we head to the village. Looking for those vines for sure. And okay, I discovered a spotted brown cat. Not sure what I'm going to do with that cat, if anything. And then we also see some strange looking creatures. That is huge. So I've discovered a new animal, a groffle, which is like an elk that has had way too much to eat. Okay, let's see what else we got over here. I'm going to take all the vines I can get. Some more stone. We'll be back for that later on. All right, so here we are, the village of Fairmont. Let's see what they've got in store for us. Master Lowe. All right, look like you've been through some hard time. Absolutely. Please come inside. All right, so he's going to offer somewhere to stay for the night. Now, another thing you might have noticed is darkness was starting to fall in the game world, and so that you do have a dynamic day-night cycle and a dynamic weather. So it'll start to rain sometimes and different things like that. So far, so good.
Ooh.
All right, looks like we're ready to face the world again. Just one more thing before you go. Okay, so some sort of accident happened years ago, and Merc has been popping up all over the world and making life difficult. Makes sense. But the people here are friendly, and we love to share what we know. One of the things we'll be doing is increasing our skills to do various things, such as cooking and crafting and building and all of that sort of thing. And we do that by talking to people that we find in the world. Everybody that you meet could have a particular skill, and they can help you to get better at that particular skill. So I look forward to doing that very thing, so we can see what all we can build and grow. And okay, ask around. You'll soon have all the skills you need to make your way in this world. I'm definitely hoping so. All right, so down in the top right, we've got our first mission, which is to talk to 3 different people that are in the area. All right, but first we're going to press P, and this gives us our first look at our character. Now we have some clothes. So we've got tattered clothes. Let's head to our player, and let's see. All right, can we put these? I mean, so what's going to happen? Traveler slacks. Okay, so these appear to be, as far as I can tell. Okay, I like the look of this. They look to be purely cosmetic. But we can change these out. It doesn't appear as though they have any particular use other than purely for visual. All right, then we have key items. Again, not sure what this is, other than maybe a collector's item, or maybe the cat will end up on our farm somewhere. Okay, so we only have the one key item so far. And then our crafting menu, you can see there's a lot going on here. So we can craft twine with our vines. And then we got cooked fish. Looks like we've got, several different types of fish, princess fish. And then we got cooked meat. So cooked fish, and looks like everything's basically fish. All right, then we got warm milk, which takes groffle milk and coal. So we'll have access to this. First of all, we have to find some coal, or trade for it, one of the two. So then we got twine once again. So it looks like we got a couple of different ways of making twine, either by the vines we have found in the bushes around, or we can use the fodder that we can find around as well. Okay, then we've got some things. We can be a chef, which you can see we have nothing there yet. We'll have to learn those skills. Same thing with the carpenter, constructor, tinkerer, brewer, and tailor. The master may be a list of all of these, if I remember correctly. All right, so here we have our collections. We have our sprites. Of course, we only have one so far, and each of the sprites have a different habitat and a personality. So we'll have to see how that intertwines with the story as we move along. Also, the list of different animals that are in the world that we have come in contact with. Okay, interesting. Then we finally come to our journal, which of course is giving us the ability to keep track of where we need to go and who we need to talk to. All right, let's go talk to Merrick first. Now, again, I'm sure noticed by this point, there's no voice acting in the game. The lines appear, and there's just sort of a grunt or something to go with each of the voices. That's a little bit off-putting, but it's not all that hard for me to overlook that. You kind of get used to it as you continue playing the game. All right, so it looks like it destroyed the East Docks, and that's a big problem because this is a trade guild. Okay, so without the East Docks bringing in goods, we're not in any position to help you out, and I'm sure help yourselves out as well. All right, so he's going to give us our first tool. He's going to give us a mallet so that we can collect some stone and take it to Marina, who's down at the East Docks. Only 8 stone is needed, so must not have been much of a dock if we only need 8 stone to fix it. Okay, shouldn't be any problem to find stones. All right, so we'll take his tool there, and then at the top left you can see what we have equipped right now. Nothing is in our hands. If we press Q, that's going to move over, and now we have the mallet. All right, let's go ahead and there we go. So now we've got some stone. We've got 7 so far, and again, I'm going to collect everything I can along the way. Who are you? Just wandering around out here. Violet. She wants to become a comedian. All right, so she needs a comedian without jokes is, well, not a comedian. So she's looking for her joke. That last gasp there seemed just a little bit out of character. All right, there we go. There's some more stone. Nope, we can't hit that one. Oh, that's part of the... Can we hit this over here? Nope. All right, we'll interact. Now we can interact with these barrels. Okay, and obviously, first time we do that, we're not going to get anything. Okay, there is another guy, but I'm going to try not to get sidetracked here. Now, as far as I know, there is no weight limit that I have seen. So we are, as far as I know, free to carry around as much stuff as we want to, and because there's no combat, you don't have to worry about dying, losing your stuff. Okay, so I believe this is going to be Marina here, and first let's take a look. Oh yeah, you can see the jumbled up mess. All right, I don't see our boat around. All right, let's go ahead and talk to Marina. Let's see if I can get this dock fixed. So you've got everything I need to finish up? Absolutely I do. Not sure why you didn't have time to pick up 8 stone on your way over, but we'll let that go. Okay, so our first quest is complete, and now we've got a glowing crate. All right, so let's see what we've got there. So we've discovered the East Dock. She's made all the repairs, and now you see Let's see, what do you do? This is Rufus. So he's got, I'm sure that information is probably going to be useful to us at some point, and we encounter our first trader. So there's some coal. We saw that mentioned earlier as a way to use for crafting. All sorts of different things in here. Blueberries, butter, cheese, silk, herbs. A lot of the stuff you would expect to find, as well as some tools. So we got axe, pickaxe, fishing pole. I'm guessing this is how we're going to get coal whenever we get to the spot on the map that has it. A sickle. And a trap. Not sure what we're going to use the trap for. That'll be interesting. So we've got our backpack, and where we can drag items from here over into where we're offering. And then we can see what, wow, traveler slacks are worth a lot. If I'm reading that right, that's $638. Wow. So the twine is worth very little. Rocks, as you would imagine, worth very little. The shampoo, surprisingly, is worth very little as well. Okay, so right now I don't really know what we need. So I'm not sure what to trade for yet. But we'll keep this place in mind. And can I do anything with the campfire? Nope. All right, so now we got two more people that we've got to talk to. But first, I really do. Oh, I bet this is the cave where we started. Interesting. I see another village over there. Pick up this stuff. Oh, here's a guy over here. Yeah. Captain, all right.
Oh.
There we go. So now we found one of the people we were with. All right, so Marina's kept him busy fixing the docks. All right, so so she's putting him to work since he crashed into the area. All right, so find everybody else on the list, but for now, let's see, can I do anything? Yes, I can. Anything in here? Okay, there's a plank. Not sure what we're going to use that for. Something related to building, I'm sure. Okay, we found the old kingdom coin. Looks like some sort of a worm right there. Okay, also, I'll point out that, like right now, I am pressing what would normally be the attack button, but there is no attack. So I can't even swing whatever tool I have in my hand. Okay, let's see. I don't think there's anything in these bushes. No, nothing in those bushes. All right, let's go talk to this other guy who was right over here. Before we do that, let's take a quick look at our map. All right. Oh, we've got the wrong thing because I'm not looking for our people just yet. Although now I get a good idea of where they are. But you can see this is our first sort of biome or area, the grasslands here. All right, so over here would be the first village that we came to. This would be the dock that we just rebuilt. Although I wish there was some way that these were labeled and I could see them. Okay, we can zoom in a little bit. Let's see if anything changes. If I can click on these. No, I can drag, click and drag around. All right, and then we've got, so the grasslands. So 27% of the region is suffering. That's definitely not good. But we did reach the first milestone, which gives us a 1.5 times bonus. And then if we make it up to 50%, we get more animal sightings, and then faster farm production if we get above 75%. All right, so it looks like we've got, I'm guessing, that's going to be and I've already forgotten the name of the stuff. All right, that's the bad stuff we got to get rid of. This would be our farm. This would be the sprites that we found. So we found 1 out of 5. 7% of the quests, I'm guessing, we've either found or completed, and then 70%, I'm not sure, maybe we've seen 70% of it. Could that be right? Interesting. And while we're on our way, I forgot that there's one thing that I needed to do while I was down here. Oh, there's some coal. By the way, can I hit this? Can we get any stone? No, we can't get any stone from that. All right, let's just jump off the edge here. All right, did we already do this? No, apparently not. We got some black rimmed glasses. Are these worth anything? Where are they? Ooh, 646. Yes, indeed they are. I forgot to come down here earlier and look at what was glowing in this crate. Oh, and I have fell off in the ocean. That is definitely not going to be good. But luckily, it makes no difference in this game. All right, there we go. And all right, so we found another sprite. So now we have 2 sprites. So what we're going to use these for, I'm not sure about finding certain ones, if certain ones have certain powers, but we'll need to find more and more of these to get rid of more and more of the bad stuff. All right, so we're going to put him in our backpack. You can see another trader over there. So lots of trading done in this area. All right, now finally. All right, there are birds. I see no birds. There they are. I was going to say I saw shadows for birds, but no birds. All right, now we are going to tell you what, this is aggravating me that we have the wrong quest that is activated, so I'm simply going to activate our original quest. And now let's go over here and talk to one of the great names I've seen in video games, Sly McWiley. Love this name. All right, so Sly, let's see what he's got for us. All right, so you're the traveler who washed ashore earlier, huh? Yeah, that's pretty hard to figure that one out, I bet. So you look a little wimpy to me. Okay, so already we see that he's got a little attitude. By the way, what is going on here in the background? What is that? Yikes. Looks like a mushroom cloud going on. Okay, anyway, we're getting distracted as it turns nighttime. It's important to be strong and healthy. You have to have big muscles like me to cut fodder all day. Okay, so there's our first interaction with fodder. Here, take this sickle and show me what you've got. All right, that sounded like a challenge to me. Cut the long grass and bring me 10 fodder. All right, so he's put it in. Let's see, do we automatically have it? There we go. Now we got our sickle. And all right, let's do some destruction. Can we hit him with it? Huh. So it sounds like he's got some interesting ideas. He's going to be an interesting character. We'll have to see if he remains important to the storyline as we go forward. All right, we're collecting all sorts of stuff now. All right, I think we've gotten all the tall grass. All right, so now we're done. Let's see what he's got to say now. Okay, yeah, the attitude continues. That grass didn't stand a chance. Like I said, having big muscles is important, but it's important to have a big brain like me too. That way you can get other people to cut your fodder for you. Wow, very well done. Sly McWiley. Yeah, I really hope we're going to see him some more later. Because you got to love that sense of humor. All right, what do we find? Bundle of sticks. All right, we'll take it. All right, nothing more over here, it looks like. And we're running low on time, unfortunately. But we do need to talk to Minnie, who I think is going to be over here somewhere. Okay, there's some traders. There she is. Let's see what Minnie's got for us. I hear you're in need of a roof over your head. Absolutely we are. The old farm in the south field was abandoned when the Merc appeared. If you can clear the Merc, you're welcome to the farm. All right, not bad. You just show up in town, do a few chores, and they're going to give me a farm. So she's giving us an axe. We need to gather some materials, 16 wood and 5 sticks. Okay, that's not bad. The farm is in the south fields through the big tunnel. You can't miss it. All right, so we just got to find the big tunnels. But first, we have somehow got to get some wood, and there we go. We'll use our axe for that. And this person over here in front of us, I love it. They really want us to talk to them. Okay, so fine. Here we come. Let's go talk to Hugh.
Yeah.
All right, so Hugh, looks like, is he going to offer to teach us the ways of a trader? All right, let's see. It's not all swapping stuff for other things, you know. You got to get creative. Okay, I'm with you so far. It said, go grab me a vine and 3 sticks, and I'll show a trade secret with you, okay? Don't we already have that? Yes, we do. So let's go ahead and talk to him again. All right, so these things are not actually for me, but for you. Okay, so he's going to do us a favor. As well as making trade deals, you can also craft items to trade. And crafted items generally trade for a higher price, which is good. Absolutely. Okay, so he's teaching us about the crafting side of things. So he's giving us a recipe now. We can make a bundle of sticks, which we can, as we travel around and pick up sticks and vines and so on, we can use to craft into a bundle of sticks, which should sell for more with the traders. Okay, so far so good. So we just need to keep in mind that we need recipes for everything we're going to need to make. All right, where are we going? Okay, bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Is that? Yeah, there we go. All right, we need some wood. But as usual, okay, apparently stuff doesn't respawn. Yeah, let's chop down this tree here. Now, I'm not sure if the tree will respawn if I leave it like this. I'm actually not sure. But right now, I need the wood. All right, so that gives us 9 wood so far. And there's the tunnel over there that they were referencing. Now, if resources don't respawn, then this is going to be very interesting. Although I could have sworn I've already gotten these vines. Maybe I haven't. It would be nice if the resources respawn, that's for sure. All right, so we've got, so far so good. We've got all the wood and sticks we need. We've got 2 sprites, which it sounds like we're going to need as well. And so let's head to this tunnel. Oh, and once again, I've gotten off track because if it's laying on the ground, I feel like I need to pick it up. And there's got to be a way. There we go. Yeah, there we go. What is that? Can we interact with this? No, apparently not. And all right, so I see the farm ahead of us based off of where the map is sending me. Yeah, there's the Merc. Definitely looks in rough shape, that's for sure. All right, it's sending me around. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's a guy. Let's talk to him, see what he's got for us. So this is Bushel. Oh, this guy, he's got to be a farmer. Maybe I should take some more measurements. All right, this guy, sure. Yeah, if you say so. This guy appears to be in some sort of trance. All right, can we get in here? No, we cannot. So, but it does give us an option to clear the Merc, and it appears as though we've got everything we need just by looking at the top right-hand portion of the screen. We've got the wood, the sticks, and the sprites. So let's go ahead and see if we can clear this thing. All right, so our sprites go to work, and sure enough, there we go. All right, so now we need to talk to Bushel. All right, here we are. Let's see what you got for us. All right, so Minnie sent me here to help you out. Okay, that's hard to believe since I just talked to Minnie and you were here when I got here, so not sure how you got here quicker. All right, so he's good at repairs and he knows about running farms, so apparently he's going to help us out with our farm. All right, so let's get to work and roll up. Now, it's interesting that he didn't ask how we cleared up the murk. It's almost like, yeah, whatever. So this stuff showed up, ruined everything. We clear some of it out of the way, and he really doesn't seem to mind all that much. So now, okay, so we've already repaired. Well, that was quick, and it starts to rain. Naturally, it does. All right, so this guy's now got, what has he got? What's he got for us? Congratulations, you now have your own burial farm. There are a lot of things you can do with the farm. And so he's going to give us some farm items to get us started. So let's go ahead and place a large animal pen. All right, we can do that. Use the big book to place it. All right, let's do that. In the rain with no light. All right, so we got a little bit of room here. It could be that we can expand this later on. I'm not sure. We'll have to find out. All right, so here's our... Oh, wow. All right, so here is the area we've got to place things. It says at the bottom, you can see escape to go back and space to build. So we'll press space bar. And now you can see the large animal pen, small animal pen, fodder trough, and a water trough. Okay, so we want the large animal pen. And I have no idea how much stuff we're going to end up with in here. I'm going to start off, though. I don't want to block off any entrances right now. So I'm going to put this thing over in the corner. And then I'm going to put a fodder trough. Where are we? There we are. We're going to put this right in front. Okay, and let's see what else we got. Water trough, which would not be a problem right now. There we go. Oh, wait, that's not where I wanted to put that. Luckily, there we go. That's where I wanted to put that. So now we've got our first little area. Now, if you take a look in the top right-hand corner, you can see we're at 25% farm rating, which is definitely not good. Resident farmhand, nobody. But we'll have the ability to hire somebody. The way we'll hire somebody, in this case, we've got somebody waiting right out here. And the way you do that is to feed them. So you give them various amounts of food, and it raises their rating until you finally reach 100%. And that will enable you to hire them, and they will clean up around the farm and hopefully keep it clean and raise our cleanliness rating, which right now is at the full 5 stars. And value produced, I'm not sure about that one, but hopefully animal care can be increased and the cleanliness can be maintained with a farmhand. But we'll have to see how that goes next time. But for now, thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more Yonder, the Cloud Catcher Chronicles.